Hey guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping. Tactical Nut here, and today we're here to talk about the LP Alpine shoes from Altra. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so why am I talking about these shoes? Why am I bringing them to you? Let's just go over the whole kit and caboodle, right? So I started wearing Altras. If you've watched any of my past videos, you've seen that I reviewed a separate pair, but also I'm big into barefoot style shoes because there's so many benefits to anyone that wears them. So just to give you an idea, when you open the box right here, you will see like it talks about having the wide toe box so that your toes can spread out and do what they're naturally supposed to do. Way better for you than a narrow toe box where your toes can't spread out and do what they're naturally supposed to do. So just better all foot health. And then also the zero rise, like that's another big thing because your body is not meant to stand on an incline like this. So when you have a thicker heel, right, like you're literally standing on an incline all day, and your body is not designed to do that. And so when you do, or allow your body to do what it's naturally designed to do, you get more benefits out of it. And now, like, I started wearing these because I started watching a lot of backpacking videos of thru hikers, and I'm watching people that are hiking thousands of miles, right? And the number one shoe that has been talked about or come up with them is from Altra, right? Because obviously if you're walking thousands of miles over multiple months, right, you need to take care of your feet, because if you are not if your feet are not happy, if you go out and you are hiking, backpacking, anything like that, and your shoes make your feet hurt, you're not going to have a good time, and it's also just not good for your body, right? So footwear is something that I talk about a lot. It's something that I don't mind spending money on because happy feet make happy trails, right? Like, it's just one of those, like, you can't remove the two. You can't separate the two because it's that important, right? So for these shoes, just kind of give you a little bit of walk around. They're mostly suede. Like all of what you see in the dark color right here, all the black is suede, and then this is mesh, right? You do have a removable insole, which is important because since these are not waterproof at all, if your feet get really wet, you have to walk through a river or a stream or mud puddles, like whatever. When you take the insoles out, you can actually help dry your shoes out a little bit faster along with the insoles because they're separated. So it's a lot faster drying than if you had waterproof shoes that gotten soaked. I do love waterproof shoes, don't get me wrong, because if I'm not walking through a river or a stream or puddles, you know, these are fine, but typically I prefer waterproof shoes just because it prevents having to worry about like my feet getting soaked, because I can just choose where I step. We'll leave that up for debate. Put it in the comments down below which you prefer, but that's just me. But I do love these. Now, I bought these because I was working a job where I knew I was going to be walking a long distance every day. And so if you watched my last pack review, I was walking at least 10 miles a day, 6 days a week. And so at minimum, 720 miles on these. Probably more like 1,000 by now, just because of wearing them when I wasn't working and wearing them every day up until now, right? Now, I think it's called the DuraTread soles. As you can see, they are getting to be fairly worn down, but the traction on them has been amazing. It's awesome. As you see here, it comes out a little bit further from the heel, but also that wide toe box. And I cannot express to you enough how important this is and how comfortable it makes the shoe. Also, the insole in it, like obviously it's a zero rise, so it's the same thickness all the way through. But especially when you first get them and then still over a long period of time, it feels like you're walking on memory foam. So if you have ever had shoes like that or a mattress like that, you can understand what that means, but extremely comfortable. Now, for my shoes, the number one complaint I have heard from thru hikers about these shoes is that they didn't feel like the durability was there, like the longevity for it. Like if I'm not mistaken, from what I hear from most of the channels, was every 400 to 500 miles they would have to mail themselves a new pair of shoes. I'm not walking with a heavy load on my back like a thru hiker would, but at the same time, every pair of shoes almost for my entire life I've ever worn, I've had to buy a new pair every year. I don't think these are going to be any different. I've got a lot of miles. I mean, I would say at least 1,000 miles on mine, and mine are still fine. My experience, this one pair of shoes. I have no idea with the last pair, like how to track how many miles I had on it, because I wasn't even thinking about it. It just happened that these coincided with a pack review that I was doing where miles mattered, right? Now, the only issue I'm having, if you look right here, you can kind of barely see where the fabric is just starting to give way. But like I said, I mean, I probably have at least 1,000 miles on these shoes. I'm okay with that. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. I think I paid $120. I think almost most Altra shoes are about $120. I'll leave a link in the description below. If there's a sale, take advantage of the sale. I don't pay full price for anything. I always wait for sales, because why would I pay full price? Now, the only thing that kind of confused me is this right here. All right. So typically, when you have an extra eyelet right here, it's what they call like a heel lock, and so you can like tie the shoes further back to really lock it in, but there's no way to get it through the other side. So I don't know what that's for. If you know, please leave it in the comments below. But like, I was just like, okay, why do we have this eyelet with literally no exit on the other side to get the shoelace through? Now, I will say, shoelaces have held up fine. Like, they haven't frayed, they haven't snapped, I haven't had to replace them, which is awesome. But insanely comfortable. Like, these have been so comfortable. I will probably keep trying out, like, I mean, stick with Altra, but just try out different models just to see what the difference may be. But these have been amazing. Like, there's just no way around it. I love this style of shoe. I don't think I'm ever going to deviate from a barefoot and zero rise style of shoe, just because being able to stretch those toes out, being able to not be stepping on an incline all day, and the comfort, they're just, it checks all the boxes of anything I could ever want in a shoe. Now, I haven't looked. I would have to imagine they make boots, and so I think that would be cool, you know, come winter, and different types of weather. But I'll tell you right now, I mean, like, literally, the Lone Peak by Altra. I mean, the company looks like it's out of Denver. That's what it says on the box right here. But they are made in Vietnam, but at least it's a US company. But yeah, like, I don't know how else to better recommend a pair of shoes than these. I think if you're not a thru hiker, you'll get a tremendous amount more miles out of them. Like, I can only imagine, like, the reason why thru hikers go through them so much faster is because the terrain that they're constantly walking over, like, being so varied. But for an average hiker that is not thru hiking, camper, backpacker, that is not doing massive amounts of miles, and or people that just want shoes for every day, these are amazing. Like, they really are just amazing. And yes, it is called the, hopefully you can read that right here, Dur Tread. Yeah, I mean, the tread has held up extremely well for what I have used them for and how long I have used them, and I'm going to continue to stick with Altra because I love them. That's all I can say. I love them. I think you will too if you try them out. And so if you like this kind of content, if you think these kind of reviews help you, then leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, because this is how we get promoted on YouTube, and it really helps the channel, and I appreciate you helping me, and I will continue to help you with bringing you more reviews of gear that I think you could really benefit from having and using. Alright guys, in the meantime, be prepared, have fun, and check out Altra.